Greetings, family. Hope all is well with you, all is well with me. So, as I promised, I am back. That N word. When I was in America, I took the N word out of my vocabulary. That N word is never. I never used the word never. I had to teach myself that all things were possible and that through my words they could happen. And so I never said never. However, when I got to the Gambia, there were two things I said I would never do. One of them was I said I would never drive in the Gambia. I looked at the way they drove. There are no rules. There are no lines on the road for the most part, and there are no regulations. There's no driver's manual. There is no 5-hour video. There is supposedly a road test or something. There is a learning school, but there are ways to get around that where you just pay somebody and you get your license, honestly. And so some people could brag that they have learned how to drive in a week. You may know how to maneuver a car, you know how to put the key in the car and turn the ignition on. You're not really quite sure about what the indicators are for, what the your hazard lights are for. Somebody said to me that you use your hazard lights to indicate that you're going straight, and I had to correct them on that one. You could be driving down the road and you're thinking that all the cars are going in the right direction as you are, and then all of a sudden here's a car coming in the opposite direction. And so you had to always be aware and alert. And so I said I would never drive in the Gambia. And then one day, I realized that I needed to drive. It was better for me to take control of how I maneuvered around the road and the streets than to put it in the hands of someone else who may not have had enough sleep, who may not have had enough to eat, or who have not thought in advance before making that turn and overtaking. I saw too many accidents along the way to not want to take any chances with someone else. And so I remember saying that I needed a car. And then someone called me and said, "Hey, are you looking for a car?" And I said yes. And so I'm happy that I am driving on the roads. So that word never had to come out if I wanted to progress in my life. The other never was I never said I would have pets. I did not grow up with pets. I did not like pets, and most of my family members, my cousins, we didn't like cats. Honestly, until I got my kittens, I didn't like cats. I'm glad that I got them as babies. I needed them, and because I did, and it just happened that someone said, "Hey, I'm giving some cats away. Reach out to me if you're interested." And I reached out to the sister and I said I was interested, but I think she heard the hesitancy in my response. And a couple of days later, she announced again she had cats, and something said, "Girl, stop playing around and make that move." And I called her and said, "I'm coming, I'm coming." And almost by the time I got them home, I was hooked. I was hooked. It's something about taking care of little creatures, and they add a joy to my life, and more importantly, they keep the mouse out my house. Now, I'll tell you this much. If I didn't have no mice, I probably wouldn't have those kittens. But I'm glad to know that the word never did not keep me from living in fear and allowed me to live my best life. So thank you to my babies, and I love them very much. I never thought I would be a cat mom, and I am. They have eaten on sardines. They have eaten on tapalapa, dipped in sardines, which they love, and they have eaten on kokoruku chicken, which they get all excited and they start shivering, and the bigger kitten tries to smack the little kitten's paw and face away from the food. And even though they're very funny, they're very playful with each other, and more importantly, there are no more mice in my house. So I'm learning that those N words that I hold on to, the ones that keep me from growing, had to come out of my life. Anyway, ladies, we are about to have my class. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm videotaping, and it's okay. So I hope to see you soon. Peace and love, family. Remember, get your ticket, get your passport. Come meet me in the Gambia. Peace and love.